Good evening, Ebusiafo. Ya mamunyina akwaba kese eba HITV so. Sabre musomfo HIPK and I mean mo etwetwe nkomo yin. Mr. Mo monfa chem na ndede habede. Eba immigration sana and it's like everyone is coming, everyone is joining and people are asking their questions to make sure it gets answered for them on the show. So, like I rightfully said, good evening wherever you are. Edian Mejesu ye PK Ofori-Asenso, and I am with my astute producers, Tichu and Lord, and Nanakwisi Wideout. We're bringing this show to you right from the studio in Ohio, HITV. Please take this opportunity and share the links to your friends and families, even your enemies, because Bible cracker said, "Ama when what time for every ase nti see me we Daniel director Danny what hwe me ma me nji de biarada oka Italiano na amfa means de biarada." It was therefore I'm so happy to see you guys and so happy to deal with you guys today because the topic today is something that we all long for. We all excited for. Our special guest will be with us very soon. It is I won't say me stall time now. A part of the strategy, just to get them ready to be in the room. But before we do that, I would like to take this opportunity to actually, acknowledge and appreciate our special sponsors for tonight's show. And teacher Nedikan Feel Good Services, Darima, and the Jumedi Ebro, or sister open mental health educator. And now say, Ibia, open kwanya abefa so now what my friend and waba no ababema speeches, and I say, Bia, motivational talk be well, whether your church, your job, and I say, Bia, any organization or contact them at feelgoodservices@gmail.com. And they will do the needful and just, come out there and just support whatever you do. Also, I'd like to introduce to you Feel Good Homes. Feel Good Homes have some great, cozy, and affordable place for you to live and enjoy time with your families. Short stays, mid stays, long stays, whether you're on vacation with your families, and whether it's just by yourself. Visit Feel Good Homes at feelgoodservices@gmail.com or call this number +1513 372 5758 or +233 208 149 504. And they have locations at Pokwase, Adrengano, East Legon Hills. And also, if you're looking for a better place to buy some houses, they got the Feel Good Homes, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom houses that you can also get with a 1-year payment, 2-year payment, or if you want to pay on cash, please call one of those numbers that I gave you, or still contact them at feelgoodservices@gmail.com, and they will really help you out with that. Oswald Wellness LLC, in case you are in these two states, Ohio and Maryland, or the DMV area, please contact Oswald Wellness LLC in case you're looking for a family nurse practitioner who will be your primary care to help you specifically weight management, and also in case you want IV hydration just to boost your energy and also get your immune system up. Please call them at 513-268-2740. The number again is 513-268-2740. Millicent Owusu is inviting you and I to come and talk about financial ignorance in America, because there's so many things that we do that deters us from setting up the right plans and future for ourselves and our family. When it comes to college funds and also income protection, financial freedom, avoiding GoFundMe in the communities, and also flexible work from home business. So not only is she helping you set up all these policies, but she can also help you get a side gig that will also be income revenue for you and yourself, your family. Please contact Millicent Owusu at 937-321-2270 or 937-270-9882. Tap Send, the original, the superb, numero uno, Italiano mafioso, and I don't count. Maybe I don't count. Tap Send is very, very easy, fast, secure, and convenient, and very, very reliable. Please download the app at your Google Play Store or your Apple Store, and make sure you put in the promo code after signing up. Put in the promo code PK, P-K-A-Y, and get free $15 just by putting the promo code on your first transaction. The catch is make sure you put the promo code during your first transaction. After your first transaction, you're not gonna get the free promo code. So make sure you do that before you send your first money. So if you send $50 home, you're gonna get $65 because of the free $15. And if you send me a screenshot, I will get you the bag of rice as usual. So please make sure you take care of that, and you'll come back later and thank me. You will love it. You will love it. Tartop said, today we are saying. Tartop said, easy, fast, secure, and convenient. At this point, we're going to watch a quick video. And when we come back, I will talk about this video. It's all about Ambuza experience. So we're going to watch this quick video. Then after that, we'll come back and listen to what Tartop said has for us from their coffers.
Fashion and music come alive at Ambuza Experience 2025, the African Ball Edition. Step up your style and slip into your dancing shoes for an unforgettable night.
Ambuza Experience 2025.
The date, it's on Saturday the 26th of July 2025 at the Holiday Inn Hotel, 160 Frontage Road, Newark, NJ 0711. Performing live, Prince Bright, Kuli Guitar, Jehovah, T-Flow, Ohini TK, and Jamming Beat. The red carpet starts at 6 p.m. on the dot, and the main show starts at 7. Tickets are affordable, only $100 per person. Tickets available at www.ambuza.org. Follow Abofem Foundation for more updates. Ambuza 2025, come and experience the power of live music.
All right. So you can see this is action-packed high life bazaar. It's gonna be crazy. Next week Saturday, 26th July, at the Holiday Inn, 160 Frontage Road, Newark, New Jersey. And please, if you are within these vicinities, the DMV area, anywhere in the East Coast, whether it be in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, DMV, please, Vermont, even Vermont, you can still come down, come some, and you will really have some great time, great vibes. You have Familiar, Superstar, a Boom, a PK coming through, and also you have legendaries like Kwabna, and also Prince Bright, Kumi Guitar, and Jehovah. Jehovah, and many more. I like the many more parts. The many more parts is always the ones that always ginger the people before everyone comes. And please make sure you get your tickets. It's affordable. Go to ambuza.com, Eventbrite, and just get your tickets. It's very cheap, $100, and just come and have a good time, party, have a great time, and make sure you actually see me there so that we can have some good time and talk as well. All right. At this point, we're going to call upon Director Danny to give us some updates from Tartop Send. And again, as usual, this show will strictly be in English. Our lawyer THORONKA is going to speak English regardless because he's not a Ghanaian lawyer. So please fasten your seatbelt and also invite your friends and loved ones. At this point, lawyer THORONKA is with us. So after Director Danny speak, I will introduce him. Then we will start today's program. Director, Akwaba.
Major speaking.
Now, Mugu Suti Ecuador.
Na, say okay. I think Ubo winner ads na neighbor, but
okay.
It's okay. I didn't know say na me your enemy. Ube share me am tafi. Hey, Piki. I mean when you be create remote oton kwan mu.
Hey, what my producer say? I thought I do body be create remote oton ngumo.
Nothing no be say free
ngona na de nkwan ampa ngona na de nkwan
yo anyway
Lord Israel.
Lord, I hope everything is okay anyways. And then you mentioned you mo bi akwa about so about obi o aba show ni bia so bia ye man akwa aba. This is a great show. We are always on live Mondays from same time. This is a platform that we've created, so any issue will be, and you can bring it up, and then we try to fix it. But Monka who said we also created this platform to inform, educate, and entertain. And your man PK is doing it best. Some money to you. One time, I see no, or you're disappointed rapper. You know, I say, "Nina, me."
Hey, I'm about, and I want to catch it all. 2008, I retire. Retire, I'm the coach soldier.
Yes, what me rap good microphone battery issue.
You to me right, I need to plug. No,
Anyways, anyways,
when I catch
I
it all.
wouldn't take I
When I
wouldn't
catch
take
it all.
much time. I want to just update what is going on from the headquarters of Tap Tap, and then we move on. Okay, episode for wallet in there. I think we've been talking about it for some time now. Now we want to talk about fraud. A very important part. We don't want you to be a victim before you be sad and for your obi be our tap tap number be should just look in the app, go to help, contact me, and then you tell them more. There you get the number. I was say hono. Ti make sure say you take the exact number from the app. Now, say ofre call, ofre tap tap mpo na bibia na ma code bi say bobo number bi ma de bi ehun bi a Mr. Stop over there. Don't go further because people are being scammed using the name of tap tap and stuff. Nti ye best mo asem be mu mani akosa nema ne so. Countries in so de bebre na say yakọ no nti abusuafo mbetimi I refer from all around the countries. Baby bia wadamfo nua bi wo bia Australia, Norway, Denmark, ni nyinaa yɛ rererera hɔ. And you are going to earn huge sums of amounts bi. Ama also when you just so use to tap tap. Canada there, I think omo Canada omo ha no. Yeah, you started with the bill pay. Nti from now on you can start paying nneɛma wɔ Ghana. Nti wohwɛ app no so a ɛwɔ so you can start using it from now. Nti PK so far deɛ ɛwɔ hɔ no na mabɔ ne tɔfa no nti abusuafoɔ.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've noticed that all this while, so many different apps have had issues with fraud, base conversations, WhatsApp, people intruding into people's messages. But TapTap said never had that problem. So when did this become?
Yeah, we never had it because not. I mean, focus in my heart. Now, I'm saying, uncle there, one for there, no, baby, on pursue mura.
Why not?
And we've been on top of this.
Kawasem, you're near a line. Obi am gaze picking up for the fraud for no.
Oh, so there's only lawyers in the diablo to be a lawyer.
Oh dear.
Yesterday, Nisa there or Shenta Cratcher, yes, I
Hey,
and yes, I don't know.
Dodweni esa your son takrache and then your oshe takrache.
There be says as some can say a Nisa the or Shenta Cratcher.
On share or
Your share
producer say continue and then
no producer or no TP. Producer Cramitis or and yes, a Nisa the or Shenta Cratcher. I mean, they've targeted us for some time now, and I think the only way they can use to do is hacking for in the name of tap tap. And it's just a call comes in and you pick it, you trust, and then they take over you. But so pass it through the app and it's quite difficult. But I mean, yeah, sometimes if you say smart, but these people time on being on a timer be at all. Everybody can be a victim. More money now, and in case a BB sa happen, I'm yes smart and I'm contacting my bank. Now I'm block cards and fast because I only the first action to take. Now my access to BB, yeah, and I mean they've been doing it for some time, calling and stuff like that, yeah.
All right. Director, thank you very much for the updates, and I want to say thank you. Hold on. Why are people telling me to something about some Razak?
Oh, Razak, I think Razak
Did I miss anything?
No, well, I think Razak because I made my number, man, so he will contact me and then we take it from there because sometimes or I'm so I am frustrated for being suspending an ABB. But if you cry enough for or no securities in be cry man. but on TRC, say me share at the corona, me nyane number na year. I will just control it for him and then we take it from there.
Because I'm getting messages on my phone saying that who is this Razak guy? Why is he talking like that? And I'm like, I'm not sure what is going on. So I think the producer said, well, I handled that part, you know. Yeah, but anyways, whatever Razak said, I don't know what he said, but whatever Razak said, I would like to apologize. This is not what we condone. This is not what we are about, and we are here to learn and educate ourselves through lawyer Ishmael THORONKA when it comes to the updates of the legal or the law. This is not a platform to demean or derogate anybody. So please, whatever he said, I think it will be better for me not to even read it because I'm in a very good mood today. So I think it would be better for me not to read it. So whatever he said, please, a sincere apology on behalf of HRTV and Time with Tatapsen. Thank you. All right. Director, thank you for your update from Tatapsen Corner. And please stick around because right after the show or right after the presentation from Lawyer THORONKA, we will do a Q&A session with Tatapsen. And whatever question that you have concerning Tatapsen, you can go ahead and ask them. All the ambassadors and the directors, A-Class is there, Director Danny is there. They will be able to help you, to answer all those questions, which is led by Uncle Jimmy. So please stick around and just use this time to actually invite your friends and family ones to listen because we're about to get the nuggets that will help us to navigate through the new updates of this administration. At this point, I would like to introduce our speaker for tonight. He's not a newbie. He's been with us for a very long time, educating us and also showing us how to go about it. Not just him, but his team. His wife has also been a very, very instrumental person to this program, Time with Tatapsen. At this point, I'd like to welcome lawyer, I don't know if it's Ishmael or Ismail, but I'm thinking it's Ismail, Sam THORONKA. Lawyer THORONKA, how are you doing? Lawyer, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself. I see Malcolm is here, so...
Yes, give me a second. Let me double check.
Okay.
Head into his office. 1 second.
Okay. Whilst we're waiting for lawyer to, get in and educate us on what we are waiting for today, again, like I said, please share the link because it's better for people to hear themselves rather than you just listening and try to go give feedback on that because you have no idea how misrepresentation and miscommunication can cause a lot of issues. So please take this opportunity to actually invite your friends and families so that we can actually, get this taken care of. He just joined, so we will soon be starting once he's in. So please bear with us.
PK, it's saying that you cannot start your video because it is disabled by the host.
Because it's what?
Okay, let me
try again.
We'll just use mine.
Okay, then I need to shut this off. Okay, let me shut this off. Leave a meeting. Okay, there we go. You good?
Yeah, should be fine.
You sure? Okay. I guess we can just use this, right? Yeah. All right. No. Yeah. When I iPad. I love it. It's good. Yeah. Okay. You wanna join now?
Lawyer,
Hello?
do you mind if you tilt your camera down a little bit so that we can get a full glare?
It's the iPad.
Okay.
Okay, there you
go. It's saying you have to let us in on the computer itself. So I don't know. Let me see.
Everyone has been admitted. So. What name are you using on the computer? Oh, I see it. It's admitted now.
Okay, let me see. Okay. This week. You're good. There you go. You see me now?
Yes, we see you.
All right.
Awesome. Long time no see.
I know. How you doing?
You be running away from me. Anytime I try to pull you back, it is like I'll get back to you. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Always good to see you.
The same.
All right. There have been so many things going on, so many things happening, so many updates, people making up their own conspiracy theories. Others says it's true, others says it's not. We would like to know from the practitioner himself. And you being the practitioner of the law, and understanding the jurisprudence that this law, portrays, and also, and whatever it's, set forth, please just let us know, and we at this point hand over the entire platform to you for you to just brief us on the updates on the new immigration law under this new administration.
Okay.
Over to you.
All right. Thank you, PK. I'm just gonna do it quick in case people have questions. They can
Yes,
answer.
sir.
I have Malcolm on the other line because I'm so busy with court. Some of the stuff I might be missing them myself. So
Got you.
yeah, well, I have Malcolm. But thank you. And I only came on the show because it's you, because I'm so busy right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you, sir, what you're doing.
Thank you. My
Yes.
viewers are grateful.
Right. So basically, the update is basically like, let's start with people that are filing for asylum. If you're filing for asylum now, even if you're here in this country, they have what they call, before, I don't know if people know about it, they call it CBP1. So people that come through the border, they have to, use that app to enter. Otherwise, you cannot get an asylum unless you fit into a few of the exceptions. The administration, what they've done now is they changed that to a CBP home, almost like it's a deportation app, wherein, people that are here illegally can send their information and they will get them. Sometimes they will say you're here illegally, either you will receive a letter, they say they will find you, or they just at least have your information. Another thing also probably people might have to be aware of, especially maybe not just Africans, but even Spanish people or people that just come in. They usually will get like instead of a social security number, they will get like a TIN number from the IRS, and that will allow them to work here and be able to file their taxes. IRS are in the process of creating a database for that, and they will share that with ICE, and ICE will have the information for the people. Then they will figure out what to do. Right. And for people that are filing, people that file for asylum, now asylum used to be free, but nowadays they have to pay, and the fees also has changed for most of the applications when you're in court. The asylum is $100 you pay, and it's a subscription wherein you have to pay $100 each year your case is pending. So all those things are they're changing, day by day. And also, maybe some of you have heard also like the Trump administration. Well, it's not just them. Obama used that too, but it's pretty quiet at the time. For even people that are naturalized citizens, safe, this day and age. Well, just, church a little bit, things that pertain to Africans mostly because it's an African forum. For people, some of them, they got PPP, and they lie on the application. They try to defraud the government. They can come after you, try to revoke your citizenship. People that get their green card through fraud, some of them through marriage fraud, or maybe you do not list your children. You try to deceive, immigration, they can come after you. Financial fraud is so vague, even if you apply maybe for a home or try to get different things and you lie on the application, purposefully try to willfully misrepresent, they can come and try to revoke, your citizenship. But because of the 14th Amendment or the law itself, they cannot just come today. They say they're gonna revoke your citizenship. So usually what would happen is immigration, USCIS have to send you a letter. They said they're going to revoke your citizenship, and government itself and DHS or the Department of Justice will have to file in federal court a civil complaint against you. And you have to go through that process. And if a judge finds that you violated, your naturalization, the process itself, they can revoke your citizenship. It's been there. It's not like the administration they're making it. They're probably just trying to enforce it. And citizenship, even if you're born here, it doesn't really matter. For some people that commit treason, it's common, those things. Yeah, some of the, and for people, this is mainly for courts. Sometimes people get arrested, and you hear that a lot, or people they in court. When you get arrested now, usually they will have, you will get a lawyer, and they will do what they call a bond hearing. Criminal, they say bail hearing is the same thing. But now, as the trend is going, most of the courts, they will tell you, they will not even allow you to do a bond hearing. When ICE hold you, ICE can hold you. That's it. So to try to get somebody out of jail and, to, try to see, before they can say, they will leave you on your own, or you pay 1,500 or 10,000 or 7,000 to come out. Now they don't even give you the chance to file the bond here in most of the courts. Where some cases that we're trying to get the people out, and the courts will tell you, sorry, we're not hearing bonds right now. So that's just for people to be aware and not to scare anyone, because at the end of the day, you still have certain rights that you have to go through. As then also, I think I was told today, I didn't really check this here, but some of my friends also they told me that even for people that go for visas, and the thing is they're trying to do now, instead of you having a 5-year visa for people that usually they will give a 5-year visa, they want to limit that to 3 months.
Yes.
And also, even for people that have the 5-year visa, so if you come, you leave this country, you go back. And they said you have to report to the embassy before you can come back in. So those are just some of the things that we just to be aware of. That as things are changing, everyday policies are changing. Uh, so pretty much the rights that you used to have, they kind of stripping them little by little. And even for people that are filing applications now, sometimes you married and you file an application, or you have a green card, you say, let me file for my citizenship. If you married and the application, they don't approve the application, and then the immigration officer now, they mandate it before they can just leave it, but now they mandated to send you to immigration court. So they issue what they call a notice to appear in court, an NTA. So you just gotta be careful if you file in any applications, make sure at least you have all the documents necessary, or if it's a marriage, at least the marriage, on its face, it looks real. So just be careful about that. For people that already have green cards, also they filing for citizenship. You still have the process. They still give you the right when you go in uh, for the interview. If for some reason they deny your case or they send you a notice that they intend to deny your case, you respond and they deny it, you will still get a chance to request for hearing, what they call an N336. But at that stage, if they go ahead and still hold that denial, then the immigration officer is forced to send it to immigration courts. Then you have to go back to court. And some people also, just to jump in quickly, their green cards, they kind of figure out, they say, oh, you get your green card through fraud, or sometimes people, like, let's say I'm in Nigeria and my dad filed for me. At the time my dad filed for me, I was not married, but all of a sudden I want to leave. Then, this girl that I like, and the people say their people, family or their parents said you have to marry me now before, you leave, and you end up marrying. Even though you already went for the interview, they approved everything, you got married. So when you come back in here now, you're technically inadmissible because when they filed for you, they filed for as unmarried child. Now you coming in as a married child. So the mistake that people usually do, they come in, they get a green card, they try to file for their wives or their husband, and they send the marriage certificate. Then immigration look at it, they say, hey, that means you married before you came in here. So once that happened, you're inadmissible. So they're gonna send you to immigration court, and then you have to do a waiver to say uh, the waiver. You're gonna say that yes, you got the green card, but you're inadmissible, but was not willful. And some people they say was traditional marriage, but traditional marriages are valid here. So in essence, all what we need to do is to just be careful because the slightest mistake that you make, most times they tend to send you back to court. It doesn't mean that people don't get their green cards. We'll file for people. We'll go for interviews every week, and people get their green cards. Citizenship they do, but you just have to be careful because if you don't do it right, and things gonna be really difficult for you. And both the judges, or immigration officers, or even the government lawyers, they fighting you really, really hard. Even when you do appeals or when you're in courts, things that they used to agree and now they don't. So, in essence, should just be careful. I don't want to like take all the time just talking, go over these things. PK, if you want, they can ask, questions. If it's something that I'm missing or something, I have Malcolm, on the, in the forum itself, and he can jump in. If somebody has questions, and they just need me to clarify or they heard something they need me to say, then I can just go ahead and answer that.
Okay. So we're gonna do that. There are some questions. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna read all the questions that are being asked. Then after that, we're gonna open up the phone line for people who cannot type at the moment due to whether being driving or whatever the circumstance may be, so that they can also freely ask the questions. Because sometimes it's better to speak about it than type it. So we have some questions in the chat, and the first one is from Lawrence. I hope I did not miss anything from the top because I think I went through all the top part. So let me come down a little bit. I just want to make sure I did not miss anybody. Okay. Also, we're gonna put in the link for both our WhatsApp chat room, and one is the HRTV where we discuss all topics and shows that you want to see on the show. And the second one is the Friends of Tatapsen, where we discuss anything that has to do with Tatapsen, any concerns that you have. So please click on the link, be part of the family, so that you can be part of the topic selections for our show. The first question is from Lawrence iPhone. Assuming you have a 4-year F2 visa and I travel to US and return, do I need to apply for a new visa? Can you please tell us what the F2 visa is first, then?
Well, the F2, if you say F2, it means the person, whoever the principal is, they have a student visa, the F1, and they just have an F2, because they're either a member of that person's family, either children, husband, wife. Um, so basically, when they gave them the F2 so they can stay here legally with their, person. Uh, if you have a visa that is 4 years, Emma, please, you can always jump in. I'm getting old nowadays, so just in case I miss something. Um, you can travel as long as that visa is valid and the principal, the F1 is still in status, because it's a durational stay they give you. So you can travel and be able to come back in. So it shouldn't be a problem. I just don't know nowadays, but technically it shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to travel and be able to come back in.
Okay. Second question is from G. What are steps for filing for permanent resident status if you are legally in the US with all proper documents and already have multi-year visa? Because I've heard something about this. I've heard that now if you cannot live in the US for about 18 months continuously, you cannot uphold your green card. You have to give it up. Is that something true? What's your answer, G's question?
Sorry, the last one you said, you can what?
If you have a green card and you're
Mm-hmm.
still within the probation years,
Mm-hmm.
and you do not live in the US for 18 years continuous, you will be you might lose your green card. Is that true?
Okay. You say 18 years
No, 18 months. I'm sorry.
or 18 months? Okay, sorry. Okay. Well, it's usually kind of pretty much true, because most times what had happened is, if you live, if you have a conditional green card,
Mhm.
and I don't want to lose the question that you asked me before you asked this question. But if you have a conditional green card, you always have to stay in the United States. So they excuse you if you can leave, to go for a brief stay. As long as you don't stay for more than 3 months, you should be fine with that. So in essence, basically you have to live in the United States for a certain period of time for you to do that. Before, if you get your permanent green card and you wanted to leave, you can leave and stay 5 months or close to 6 months, and you can come back in. Or if you want to stay more than that, you have to ask for re-entry permits, which of course you have to file. That's basically that's how it is. But I lost my train of thoughts. I forgot the question itself, the person that you were reading.
So G was talking about the fact that what are the steps for filing for permanent resident status if you are legally in the US with all proper documents and already have multi-year visa?
Okay. Well, it depends. If when you're here, you're still in status. Just having a visa only allow you to travel. Even if you have it for 5, 10 years. But it depends when the person came in. If, for instance, your I-94 card, it said you can stay for 6 months, and either you extend it or in status, then you can always file for your green card. Except, of course, if you're married to an American citizen, then even if you overstay your visa, you still be able to file. There are certain exceptions where then you can do a waiver, but it depends. It's a case by case basis. So the steps really you just need to take is for you to make sure you stay legally here, because you can only change status when you are in status, except for few exceptions, like the one I said, if you're married to an American citizen. Other than that, most of the the time, you will not be able to qualify for that, except also some people they be here unlawfully, but they've had applications they filed for them back in before April 30th, 2001, and then they can seek what they call a 245I waiver, grandfathered in, and if you have a visa application pending, so that you pay $1,000 fine for that, and you can still be able to get your green card. So the steps are really, it depends. Once you're in status, company can file for you. Maybe if you went to school, also when you finish, you can also do that. If also in status, you have money, you have a 850,000, or $1 million. You can also do an EB5. You also have, investment visas. It depends on the country where you came from. So there are different ways you can get your green card and the steps that you can take, but it's a case specific basis. If we know what you want to do, then we'll be able to tell you these are the steps that you need to take.
Okay. Yolanda asked the question, but I think that is a reverse action for the Ghana side of the law. She says, "What about Americans coming to Ghana? Can we still get a multi-entry visa for 5 years?" I think that haven't changed, right?
I don't think that has changed. It just depends to, the Ghanaian government, or,
Exactly.
what they decide, right? But I think people still get that. It all depends, how you present your information or if they need you. Ghana is one of the countries that, they accept people, especially because they have people that come and invest, and people love Ghana. They love to travel. So I don't think they will restrict that.
Okay. IFO says, can we talk about Canada too? Yes, IFO, we are working diligently to get a Canadian lawyer to give us the updates of the Canadian immigration system as well. So just bear with us. Eno says, can you please speak about the Dignity Act? Can you tell us a little bit about the Dignity Act?
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so
Malcolm, you're going to take that?
yes, so
All
the
right, fire quick.
Dignity Act, it's a little bit broad, but basically, the four things that it entails is border security, dignity program for undocumented people, which you have to have lived in the country for a certain number of years, and they give you 7 years of a work permit. At some point, you have to pay a restitution fee of $5,000. It's basically a pathway to permanent residency for undocumented people. The Dignity Act itself has been, proposed several times. It gets to one part of the government and then it gets rejected. So recently, two people just, brought it back up again to see how far it'll go. For this particular one, it also covers children or young people who have been here since childhood, especially people on DACA. It serves a pathway to citizenship for them, or green card for them, and there are certain conditions that you have to meet. Obviously, one of the conditions is not to have any criminal records, regardless of what category you fall under. It also has some things to do with asylum, streamlining asylum, given, residence to people who are, agricultural workers. So the Dignity Act has so many different things to it, but the whole point of it is to try to get people a pathway to legal residence. But it's going to involve, from what the new one they just proposed, they're going to be a lot of, hefty fees involved. So that's a summary of it.
All right. Okay. Emmanuel says, what's the current situation on H1B?
Malcolm, just jump.
I haven't heard of any significant changes with H1Bs. From what I know, it's still the same. as of this year, I don't know of any new changes concerning the H-1B. So, yeah.
Okay. This one is from Mark. Mark says, is it safe to visit your home country with a 3-month-old green card?
Yes, why not? You can travel. As
Okay.
long as you have a green card, you can come back into the United States. I know there's a lot of TikTok videos and things saying that Trump is not allowing green card holders back into the United States, but there's no law or policy as such. So we get that question a lot. But yes, you should be able to travel to your country and back safely. Um, yeah.
Okay. Sandra B says, can you kindly ask lawyer, why is it taking so long for green card to be issued? Payments were done since April this year. Is it true? It's going to take like 6 months to be processed now.
Right. So green card adjustment of status applications. Well, there are different ways to get a green card. So if this is family based, then yeah, you're typically looking about 6 months to a year. We do have clients that have gotten green cards in 1 month. Some people 2 months, 3 months, but the average time is to give yourself up to 1 year. Sometimes you can be called for an interview in 6 months. But that doesn't necessarily mean that if you go for your interview, they'll approve it right away. Sometimes they'll hold your file for review, so it can take an extra 6 months, 3 months, 2 months. But yes, typically we tell people give yourself up to 1 year in order for the whole process to be done.
All right. Beth says, if a person was deported on arrival in 1998, 10 years later, you were granted a visa to the US. If you're a citizen now, can you travel to Ghana and back safely? I mean, you're a
Yeah,
citizen, so that's,
you're a citizen, so you should
yeah.
be able to.
Rachel Crunchy says, I'm in Ghana at the moment. I had my F1 last year and it's a multiple entry. Does the new immigration policy affect me? I'm set to go to the US in August.
So if you already have the F1s, this new policy is starting from this year. Um, a deal at the Department of State and all of that, they haven't really sent any official memos. So, but whatever the situation is, it's supposed to start this year. So if you already have multiple entry visas from previous, there's nothing for you to worry about. So yes, you should be able to come back to the United States.
Barbara B says, if you want to marry someone abroad, is it better to file for fiancé or married in this season?
It doesn't matter. We're still doing fiancé visas. We're still doing marriage-based visas. It's all depends on you and what you want, but it doesn't really matter. Both of them still work.
Abina says, hello, my sister usually get her passport stamp for I-551 temporary at USCIS in Chicago. Her case at immigration court since 2019. Also DACA recipient. Had 2 years green card. Is this a safe time to go for her info passport appointment to get the stamp in her passport?
Okay, so she's talking about info pass for the stamps.
Okay.
They're still issuing stamps, but what USCIS is doing now is sometimes you don't even have to go in person. Once you ask them for a stamp online, they move the system online. So when you do the request there, sometimes for certain people they will just mail you a card showing that you have the stamp. Certain people they'll ask you to come in. So it doesn't there's nothing to worry about per se. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever you're in court, they will always stamp your passport to the next court hearing date. So you shouldn't really have to worry about anything with that.
Okay. This is from Mansa Charles. Please, I came here and filed my asylum last year, and 1 year now I've not got my work permit and my social. What can I do?
Okay, Marco. You don't want to go? Okay.
Well,
So, okay.
go
No, go
for
ahead,
it.
Malcolm.
Okay, so well, with asylum, once you file asylum, you're eligible for a work permit After 150 days, you can file. Then within 180 days, they grant you that work permit. So you can call the office and maybe we can help you out with that.
And also to just to follow up, it depends if he files his asylum with immigration, USCIS, or in asylum, he files it with USCIS. Then sometimes they might send him an interview that he does not know. So what happens is he stops the asylum clock. So then he or she, the person that is asking the question, might not be able to get a work permit or social security number until the clock is turned on again.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Malcolm, whilst we're reading the questions, can you please put that number to the office in the chat room so that people can have it as well, please? Because not
Yes.
everyone would like to ask their questions. Some would like to call and schedule a session and just talk about that personal stuff. All right, this is from Michael. Michael says, as an undocumented person in the U.S., when you graduate as a nursing practitioner, can you use your certification to adjust your status?
Um, it's kind of tough a little bit to do that because of you're gonna run into the unlawful presence. Maybe during COVID at the time, they can do that, or sometimes they might give you a humanitarian parole or waiver if the hospital really needs you. But most times, you're gonna run into the problem that you're unlawful, you're here unlawfully, and to adjust your status becomes a little bit problematic for you.
Okay. And this is from John Gorman. John Gorman says, how dangerous are Facebook postings to an undocumented, let's say social media in general?
Well, I always say, even if we always say, even if you file in, you have all your papers, be careful what you post because that's the first place, immigration will go, and with any law enforcement anyway, that's the first place they go to check your posting to see. So sometimes you just have to be careful. I don't know if it's too dangerous or not, if you're undocumented. Um, but just be careful what you post and not to give too much information about yourself and things like that. So,
All right. All right. Again, I'm reminding everyone about the link. The link is in the chat. Please click on the link and join the family. We have the HITV chat room where we discuss solely topics, and also we have the Friends of TapTapSend where we discuss anything that has to do with TapTapSend concerning your money sending app, any issues or concerns that you have. Please also be mindful that this show is proudly sponsored by TapTapSend. So if you don't have the app already, please download the app at your Google Play Store or your App Store and make sure you put in the promo code PK, P-K-A-Y, so that you can get your $15 at your first transaction. And after that, if you send me a screenshot, I will be able to get you a bag of rice just to add it up to it as well. Okay, next question is from Michael. If you adjust your status from B1 to F1, but your I-94 has not changed, how do you effect the change on I-94 to F1?
Marco, you want to or you want me to?
Yes. So once you change your status from B1 to F1, immigration typically mails you with the approval letter. At the bottom of it, it will have your new I-94 number. So check that approval notice. The one online, it's not going to update. Most of the time, it won't update. So you're going to use the original document that they mailed you. If you filed it online too, you should be able to download it on your portal.
All right, KK says, I just came to the States. American Lottery, have my green card. How long do I have to stay in the States? How long do I have to stay in the States so that I can file for my wife? I think that's what he meant to say.
Okay. So if you came with a lottery, with a green card, you can file for your wife right away, but you have to be a little bit careful. So maybe you should call the office so we can discuss that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manso Charles says I filed my asylum on 3rd March 2024 and up to date. I think he already asked that question, and you already answered that.
Yes.
Eno says, Malcolm, this is Dorothy. Malcolm, everyone knows you, man. Ghanaian superstar. Joe says, can you elaborate more about the birthright citizenship? Is this passed? What states would be if this is passed, what states would be excluded?
So as of now, I know a federal judge had ruled on that birthright citizenship. I haven't read on it after, but prior to his ruling, there were 20 states that, were in agreement with the no birthright citizenship. So basically, if you're undocumented and you have a child in any of those 20 states, they cannot receive citizenship. But with this new ruling, I believe it's been paused. I would have to look back on it because this just happened, I believe, last week. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to give you wrong information.
All right.
Yeah.
This is from Star. How can an F1 PhD student change to permanent residence or green card with family on F2?
So if you're a PhD student, you can look into doing EB1s or EB2s. That would most likely be your best bet in order for you to get your green card in the United States.
All right. Joe says, can
Or
you
if you
throw?
have an employer that's willing to petition for you.
Joe
And
says, go
and let
ahead.
them yeah, the PhD students also have to just see if they've published anything, and also what is the national interest, in the country.
Very, very important. Joe says, can you throw more light on the 3-month single entry visa update?
So basically, what the US government is doing is for certain countries, and Ghana is part of them, they are only issuing visas for 3 months at a time. So basically, if you get that 3-month visa and you come into the United States, and let's say you spend 2 weeks, when you leave, it's basically done. You will have to apply again. That's what they're doing. But as I previously mentioned, we don't have any guidelines yet. So we'll probably have to wait a few weeks before we'll get more information on that.
Joanna Amwakwando says, heard something about ITIN and NSS. Please, can you repeat that? It's for which people?
So I believe so the ITINs are it's just a tax number that basically allows people who are undocumented to file taxes, okay? But it's not a legal means for you to work in the United States. So people
Is
who
it
are
like a different TIN number?
undocumented, yes, the TIN number. So I believe that's what she's asking.
Oh,
Yeah, but NSS, maybe she meant SSN.
eh,
So SSN is a social
Social
security
Security
number.
number.
Yeah.
Okay. NO says, thank you, Malcolm. Malcolm the popular. Erica Noche says, please, what is the state of EB3?
So EB3s, those are employment based. So basically, um, they're fine, but there's a backlog in issuing green cards. I believe right now it's about a 2-year wait if you have a EB3 approved. So you have to wait 2 years. And if you are here in the United States, you have to stay in status in order for you to get that.
Okay. A-Class, please post the link to the Friends of Startups, and producer, thanks for posting the link to the HIT chat room. Guys, please click on the link and be part of the family so that you can help decide what topics you'd like to hear more on the show. Badger says, an F1 out of status person married to a citizen. What do we expect when filing for the green card? Thanks.
It should be a straightforward process, but you have to be prepared to be able to explain to the U.S. The U.S. officer why you fell out of status, if it was a difficult situation. But it should be straightforward. If you have questions, you can just call the office as well, and we can help you with that.
All right. G Step Safari says also depends on what immigration district you live in as far as how long it takes you to receive your green card. I think he was answering someone's question. Benita Uche says hello back. Edmond says, filed for my son in 2017 when I was a green card holder. He was 21 years. Case is still at NVC. Now I am a U.S. citizen. Should I change the status with NVC?
Yes, sometimes they automatically update it, but it's always good for you to let NVC know you're now a U.S. citizen.
Okay, and G Steps kind of answer that too. iPhone says I filed an I-130 for my son and was denied. Is it possible that I can refile now?
Yes, you can always refile, but you may want to reach out to an attorney to review that file so that you don't make the same mistake again, and they can possibly help you. So you can call the office as well. We can look at that for you.
Okay, Lauren says, is it true that if you are on F1 visa, it's not advisable to apply for EB1 or EB2 visa? You only have to try for H1B.
Not necessarily. If you're on F1, well, you have to also, with EB1s and EB2s, you have to have a degree as well. H1Bs, you need an employer. EB1s and EB2s, if you do the national interest waiver, then you do not need an employer. So there's a technicality there, but yeah, you can. Once you're done with school, you should be able to.
iPhone says, how much is filing fees for I-130 at the moment?
I believe it's $625 if you file online, and maybe $650 if you paper file. I'm not sure, but $625 online for sure.
Wow, it used to be $525.
Yes, it went up. They changed the fees April of last year or this year, but all the fees went up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, this is the number to the office, and I want to just take my time and address that. So this is the THORONKA law offices, right? The number is +1 214 269 1276. I'm going to repeat it again. +1, which is the country area code, and the state area code is 214 269 1276. Again, +1 214 269 1276. That is the number to the office line. And if you keep hearing Malcolm say call the office, this is the number he's asking you to call. Please leave your voicemail in case nobody answers, so that they can make sure you leave your name and your number so that they can get back to you in a timely manner. G Step Safari says extremely dangerous. I'm not sure what he means by extremely dangerous, but okay. Benita Uche says, please, what if you came into the US on an R1 visa? Never heard of that. And after 2 years, applied and were granted one 360. Is it I-360?
I-360,
Okay, he wrote the one that threw me off. Which is changing from a non-immigrant to an immigrant. And then you are currently waiting for your priority date to be current so that you can apply for a green card. Do you consider yourself undocumented or documented? Well, very good question.
Yeah. That's tricky because if, typically when we file the I-360s, we do file the green card in addition. So typically you should have a work permit. But, maybe call the office and let's talk about that. So I don't want to give you wrong information. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rachel Crunchy came back with, please throw more light on F1 visa and giving birth in the US. Citizenship by birth. You remember the new law that came up early this year?
Right. So that's what I was saying, that in about 20 states now. Again, there was a federal ruling last week, but so I haven't double checked on that. So she can call the office and I'll probably find out for her tomorrow.
Okay. Becky says, I overstayed my visa by my sister. Guys, can we please be mindful with the kind of comments that we put, because this is streaming live, and I don't want a situation whereby we are here to get answers and it ends up becoming a problem for us. So Becky, please call the office. Okay, call the office. I'll just leave your question as that. Just call the office. I'm the only one that sees that here right now, so just call the office. And Dr. Danny, thank you very much for posting the link to the Friends of Tax Absent. Please, guys, click on the link and join the family. This is where you ask all the questions that happens to be with the app, or if you have any issues or concerns with the app, this is where you ask. So please click on the link and make sure you click on the link for the HITV chat room for the topics as well. Very good question from Mansa Charles. What time can we call? Is it between duty hours 9 to 5 p.m.?
9 to 5, yes.
9 to
I hear
5.
people calling right now, but it's no one in the front. So
Okay.
yeah.
Leslie Wilson says, I came to the US with J1 visa and I have my SSN. How do I change it to EB2?
Well, first of all, you have to be in status, but you can call us and we can discuss that
Okay.
as well. Yeah.
Omar says, what's the new changes traveling?
J1? Did it say J1 visa?
J1, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it depends also with the J1 visa, and Malcolm has done several of them. You have to do a waiver if it's subjected to the 2-year residency requirement. Full of that.
Okay. Omar says, what's the new changes traveling domestically as an undocumented immigrant?
Right. So as of May, they did pass the Real ID Act. So basically, if you have a driver's license and you don't have that stamp, the star in the corner of your license, you know, you have to travel with another form of ID, a passport. But I would encourage people to be careful, because if you don't have status here, you can potentially run into some issues at the airport. Yeah.
Lookman Brown says, does the office help with neutralizing process for citizenship for a green card holder with 4.5 years of having green card?
Yes, you're close enough to the 5 years, so yes, we can help you.
King says, does the 3-month single entry affect the status of anyone who already has a 5 years B1, B2 visa? And how long can multiple visas B1, B2 holders stay per entry?
So what they're saying is that if you previously have that 5 years, it doesn't affect you. You don't get that 3 months. But again, there's no guidelines, so we're just going based off what's been said. But I'm sure in the next couple of weeks we should have some better guidelines.
All right. Prince iPhone says, I'm out of status. Prince iPhone, call the office.
Yes.
Yeah, I just... Lookman says, also would like to know if the office can help with green card holder in inviting their parents to come over. Definitely.
Yes.
Floyd MacArthur says, I recently got married in Ghana on April 5th. So specific. I like that you guys just share information. I have submitted my application for spousal visa. How can I expedite my wife's visa? Floyd Bequado, please, Floyd, call the office. He wants his wife here as soon as possible. Sharp, 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 sharp. That's a good one, Floyd. Rebecca Lauder says, I'm an H-1B visa holder and I have been in the country for 2 years. How can I file for my green card?
So I know with H-1Bs, you have to be on that status for 7 years. Mr. Ishmael, if I'm wrong, correct me, in order to get your green card. But if you can, maybe there's a potential to explore other options. I'm not too sure, but you can call the office too, and we can look at that for you, unless Mr. THORONKA has an answer.
What is that? The H1B? The
H1B. And she's been in the country for 2 years and wants to know how she can get her green card.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, is it domestic or skilled?
Right. That's why I'm not sure. So maybe she calls, then we can help her.
Okay. Yeah, we can walk you through, how you can get your green card. It should be. It depends, where you are, and who you're working for. Sometimes it might take a little bit longer, but sometimes, even after 2 years or 3 years, you can file for your green card. So just call the office. We'll look at your situation.
Okay. All right, Dr. Danny, thanks for again posting the link to the Tatap Sen, Friends of Tatap Sen. Guys, again, please click on the link and join and be part of it, family. Solomon Ohine Nyakon says, as a PhD student interested in applying for the NIWEB2, is it a must to have published the paper or article before you can be considered? Highly recommended.
It's recommended. Well, you should be able at least to publish, because you're gonna need references also from your colleagues. what publication have you done? So the publication itself is really, really important for you to do that. And also they look at your CV, to see what kind of jobs and other things that you've done. So publishing something, among your colleagues will actually, put you up there for them to consider your application. Otherwise, you're gonna have a request for evidence.
All right. This is a good publicity notice from Vanessa Perez. Please, if you need any help with getting your documents in order, THORONKA Law Firm is the real deal, all in caps. I have been working with them to get my husband here from Ghana. They are honest, dependable, and treat you like family. Please tell Attorney Mills I said hello. Oh, Malcolm, you didn't get shout out over here. Oh, this one is just for Attorney Mills. Okay. iPhone says, can you throw light on the dignity? Oh, we already did. Please, when you go back to the beginning of the video, you will see that. And due to the fact that we have a lot of questions, I would like to proceed and ask the rest of them. As a MS cybersecurity student, can I apply for EB2 NIW? I have an NGO in the interest of the USA and about to publish my book. Can I apply while in school? Nice.
So you should be able to for the EB2, yeah. You should be able to.
Okay. Joe's iPad, again, don't forget to call the office so that you can get the right procedure. Joe's iPad says, is it okay to file for your spouse at this time? I heard the USCIS has intentionally set up a trap to track and deport you when you file. In Crawford, you're stubborn.
No, you can file. There's no trap.
Okay. The number again, iPhone says the number again. The number will come and I'll repeat it again, please. But if you go up the chat, the number is in the chat. Lawrence iPhone says, is it okay to file for both H1B and EB2 at the same time?
Well, you can always file, but one, you probably wasting money at the same, if you file them at the same time. But you can always, with immigration, you can file with different things. We call it the kitchen sink sometimes. Whichever works for you, you can take that. But at this point, I believe if you qualify for H1B, you can do that. And at some point you can change your status. But if you also think like you're eligible to file for EB2, you can also move forward with that.
Pastor James Ado says, my wife is a green card holder for 13 years. She can write and read. How long can she stay to get her citizenship?
She's
What's
the question again?
9 years ago. His wife is a green card holder for 13 years. She can write and read. How long can she stay to get her citizenship?
She's long overdue.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. Ken, how can an H visa holder category who has overstayed adjust their legal status, having nursing certificate?
That's gonna be a little bit tough because if you overstay, it's gonna be a little bit, they're gonna consider you as inadmissible because you overstay. And sometimes it depends if you can do a waiver for the unlawful presence, and it depends also how long you've overstayed your visa. But you can do a waiver sometimes for unlawful presence. But most times it's a little bit difficult for you to adjust your status with that. And PK, while we're there, maybe it's also a good thing. Some people they hear unlawfully, but some people they have children or immediate members that are members of the military. So whether you came in this country with somebody's passport or you enter illegally, you can always, if you have somebody that is in the military or been in the military, they can ask for what they call a parole in place. And like the United States government will parole their family members so that way they can have their, status over here without having to leave to do a waiver or anything. So that's just something because I know some African people, they have most of their children or family members in the military, but immediate family members though.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Somewhat Your boss says, please share the number again. Um, Simeon says, I'm a U.S. citizen and applied for my wife and kid. When they went to the interview, the interviewer gave them all their documents back and a sheet of paper that says administrative process. The interviewer said they will send her an email for update. It's been over 6 months and we haven't heard anything. What could that mean, please?
Okay. Malcolm, you want me to? Or okay, go ahead, Malcolm. Okay, so when I think Malcolm is on mute. So
I knew that. Yeah, go ahead.
I know. Okay, go ahead.
Why are you both laughing?
Because it's something that we face almost on a
All
daily
the
basis.
time. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why.
got you.
So go ahead,
I was
Malcolm.
a little bit worried when you guys were laughing. I was like, is that a bad thing or a good thing?
No, so basically, the best thing to do is always try to follow up. You know, just don't leave the case sitting there, but try to contact the embassy as much as you can. Because if you don't contact them, it will sit there for months and
Okay.
months and months. Yeah. So you want to follow up. And you can also, if you're following up and you're not getting any results, try to involve your congressman, senator, anybody who can help you. But yes, don't just leave it sitting there. Try to follow up.
All right. Sandra B says, I'm a U.S. citizen and fought for my daughter who is 10 years. Please, does she automatically become a citizen or she will be issued a green card?
So she'll get a green card, but then she'll automatically become a citizen once. So she has to still go through that green card step first, and then you can
Okay.
apply for her passport or naturalization certificate.
All
When
right.
yeah,
After
All right.
after 1 year though,
nope,
when you come in, with the green card, after 1 year they can then apply for the passport.
Citizenship.
passport, yeah,
Right. Just the
Oh,
passport. They're already citizens.
citizens,
okay,
yeah.
got you.
Right.
On YouTube, Beatrice in Kansas says, good evening, sir. Good evening back, Beatrice. Mr. Floyd comes back and says, I'm a U.S. citizen who got married. Okay, I think we already read that. Abinah says, is it safe to travel outside of USA with a temporary? I think we already read that too.
Yeah.
Joy D. Blessing says, are there any other options for us DACA holders to obtain permanent residency apart from marrying a U.S. citizen, or is there our final? I think she meant to
Is
say,
that
is this our final state or is that our final state?
right?
Fate.
I mean, hopefully the new acts that they're proposing pass, and then you'll have other options. But unfortunately, there's not much for DACA holders to permanent residency.
Okay. Abdon says is it safe to travel domestically with a I-551 stamp in the passport?
If you have a 551 stamp, then you should be able to get your real ID. So try to get that so that you can be more comfortable.
Okay. Yolanda says, what is the status of Ghanaians being on the ban list to the US?
Ghanaians being on the ban list to the US.
Yes.
We're still waiting for more information on that, but there's not been a travel ban on Ghana, not that we know of. Just visa restrictions for now.
Okay. iPhone says, please, can you throw more light on the oh, we already talked about that. Joe says, can you shed light on the dual citizenship going to Ghana and Ghana passport and coming back to the US with a US passport? I think we already talked about it. Even Mrs. THORONKA
Okay.
handled that. But you can go ahead since maybe they may not be
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with the dual citizenship, it's always advisable when you live in the United States, use your American passports and just go. I had few clients that left with their country passport and they came with the United States citizen, passport. They didn't have any problems, but it's always safe, for you to travel with your US passport, get a visa, go and come back, even though you're dual citizen. Because nowadays, the CBP officers, they will be cautioning your lot because they don't have any record of you living in the country with your visa, your passports. So Just use your American passport. I think
Okay.
that's the best, easiest way for you to go and come back.
Okay. Ken and Floyd are asking for the number again. So Malcolm, can you please put a number out there again so that we can just,
Yes.
folks, trust me, they are really good in what they do. Highly recommend them. This is from iPhone. Um, Lookman Brown says, have a brother who went for his final hearing, but there were some issues on the government attorney side, and the court hearing was adjourned. It's been 3 months now with no new updates or any updates. What are your suggestions or help on such issues?
Oh well, I mean, if they have an attorney just to follow up, sometimes it depends on in the judge's docket. It's so full, and we had cases that we try in the middle of. I have even right now a case that I'm going back on Friday. I was continue for like it's supposed to be just a month. It took a year for us to get back there. We keep fighting, fighting. So there's nothing really too much you can do. Just wait.
Okay, Summer Dazi says, with J1 visa, is there any way I can adjust my visa status?
Yeah, you can by doing a waiver. That's what J1. You can be here on a J1, and they said you're not subjected to the 2 year residency requirement. So if you qualify for any other thing else to adjust, then you can adjust your status. For instance, if you marry somebody or if you're still in good status, a job hire you, you just have to do, if you subjected to the 2 year residency waiver, then you have to then do the waiver. So you can adjust if you have something, just like any person that comes here, like a visitor's visa or anything.
Okay. And Pastor James comes back to says, you remember the story about the wife having
Right.
a green card for 13 years? He
Yeah.
actually said the wife cannot read or write.
Okay. Call us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very simple solution. We do that,
Yes.
almost every day. So it's not a problem. You just call the office and we'll be able to direct you and get, your wife will be a citizen, in 6 months.
Okay. Doji Cat says, is it Dojo Dodzi? I think let me go with Dodzi just to be safe. Dodzi Cat says, is there any update for J1 visa holders? Is there a way to adjust my status? My program is still active.
I think he just answered that. So,
Okay.
Right. And so it depends. If you have maybe a job offer, or if you're not married, you married somebody, or maybe you're doing business or any trading, yeah, you can try to adjust. It depends, what specifically you want to do or what you have available to you.
Okay. Leslie Wilson says, please, can you throw more light on my question? J1 to EB2. My line was off when you were giving the answer. Leslie, due to the time, I'll say if you go back, you're probably going to get all the information with even more answers because we have 8 more questions to ask and we have 6 minutes and we still have to open the line for 3 people to ask questions. Why? Please, please. Rachel Crunchy says, I'm a PhD student after their second year start process for EB2.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the EB2 anytime, a PhD. Like, they just have to be, like we've been saying over and over, let them at least try to publish something or write, even if it's a journal or something.
Okay.
Right. And
Mike.
we can give them the requirements if they call the office. That's
Okay.
no problem.
Michael says, what is the role of an attorney after your interview? I went for my interview September 2024 and still I have not heard anything from USCIS. Can the attorney do a follow-up?
Yes, they usually do. The attorneys, they do, or their office does. So we will do status inquiry. We'll write, to immigration. We'll, go there in person sometimes, and we'll ask for the supervisor. So there are different things that we do to get your case either approved or to get a decision at the least.
Okay. Joe says, is it possible for someone who is on the B1, B2 visa change their status to F1 visa without traveling back home? Note, visa is still valid.
Well, not the visa, it's your state that is in here. Yeah, we do that all the time. And I know because of time, but Malcolm can walk you through, he changes those things almost every single day.
Okay. Joel comes and says, what happens if you apply for OPT? It started on May 26th, but still not secured a full-time job, just a part-time job, 20 hours. Until when do I have to hear from USCIS regarding accruing unlawful status?
That's a little bit tricky. OPT, it would have been better, if the person is under the STEM program, that way at least you know. But if you just on a part-time job, so they're looking at sometimes the effort that you've made. You probably will still be okay up to probably 120 days. But I'm not sure the policy changes all the time. I just have to look it up and let you know.
Okay. And again, please, the link is up for the HRE TV chat room. Please join so that you can be part of the topic decision making. Abner says, please, can you clarify if a person can travel outside the US with an I-51 stamp and enter with no issues?
It shouldn't be an issue because the 551 stamp is actually your green card. And once you're a green card holder, you're always a green card holder. So it shouldn't be any problem. They might take you just like any person for secondary inspection, whether you're an American citizen, your permanent green card, or anything. And that's the only thing for additional cautioning. But most times it shouldn't be a problem at all.
Okay. The number to the office is plus one 214-269-1276. Again, the number is plus one 214-269-1276. We have Fatih and Emeka on the line. We're going to be allowing them to ask their questions real quick, and we're going to be drawing this to an end. But before that, we're going to ask a couple more questions, and we're going to bring the show to an end. Adisha says, is it mandatory to obtain a state ID for a J2 minor who just entered US?
A state ID, no, it's not really mandatory, but it's always advisable if you can get that. It's not required, but you can get them a state ID. Why not?
All right. Vivian says, can I travel domestic while I've overstayed my visa?
You could
You do it at your own risk?
you could, yeah. But I mean, people travel. If you have a valid ID or valid passport, people travel around. But you could be stopped. Just know that this day and age, you can't really predict.
Okay. Does having a child protect the undocumented parent from deportation? And can the parent get status with virtue of having a US citizen child who is dependent on her?
Not really. The only way you can get that if you're in immigration court and you've been here for 10 years, then you have a child that is an American citizen that depend on you. It's called a cancellation of removal. With that, you'll be able to stay here. But you just having a child does not stop you. Before, sometimes for humanitarian reason, they can do that. But nowadays, it doesn't really matter. And, they will send you home. It doesn't matter. Most of the people they deporting, they have young kids.
Okay. Barbara B says, if the child gained their status through their parents who were green card holders, does the child still need to apply for naturalization at 18 even after the parents got theirs?
When they say the parents get theirs, what they mean? Citizenship, maybe.
I'm thinking.
Right. Well, it depends. If they have the green card and the parents become citizen before the child turns 18 and they have legal custody of that child, that kid then they can then apply, to be a citizen. Citizenship can be transferred to them. But it all depends on the situation. So if the person want more clarity, they let them just call the office. And by the way, PK, I always do this. For people that are, watching today, if they call, they give your name, and they don't have to pay consultation fee at least for
Oh,
the
wow.
first 15 minutes. So we can do that for them. Okay.
Oh, nice, nice. So please make sure you mention my name. My name is getting to places. Thank you.
Thank you.
Malcolm, right now, I've also got one for one. Me and Malcolm are on the track way. Asante, this is just for US. So with the Canada, we will get somebody for you. Okay. We're working on to getting a Canadian lawyer. So sorry, Emeka, I'm not gonna read your question because I'm gonna allow you to speak so you can ask your question so that I can take chance to ask other people. Okay, I'm not reading this comment. Audition says I came as a teacher on a J1 visa with the 2-year rule not applied to me. However, wife and daughter are subject to the 2 years rule also with me here. What is the implication?
It's kind of confusing. So you, the principal, apply, the 2-year, requirements is not applicable to you and your wife and child. In this case, then you probably, whenever you're trying to adjust your status, if you guys can adjust your status, you probably might have to get what they call a no objection from your embassy. Otherwise, they will have to do the waiver, the derivative, the beneficiaries, okay, your
Okay.
wife and child.
All right. Linda says, is it safe for F1 visa holders to go to Ghana? I mean,
To
I'll
go
just
to
say,
Ghana?
yeah.
Well, if they're here already, they're going to school and their visa is valid. I believe they should be okay. It shouldn't be a problem with them.
Okay.
Right.
Michael, who qualifies for a real ID?
You see what? Sorry, PK. I didn't get.
Michael wants to know who qualifies for a real ID.
Oh, well, if you do have like, for instance, you have a valid work permit, you can go to DMV, it depends wherever they call it, wherever state you are, and you can get, real ID. Of course, if you have a green card, if you're a citizen, somebody that is here lawfully can be able to get real ID. Not on a visa though, but if you have like work permits and something that you apply that is pending, maybe asylum, it's pending, then you have work permits, you should get your real ID.
Okay. iPhone says, I got my green card through asylum. Can I go back to my country and get back without any issues?
Typically, yes, because situation changes. What makes you get the asylum, they granted the asylum, doesn't mean that situation is still there. So you can go and come back.
Okay. The last but one question. I'm a J2. Can my brother, who is a US citizen, petition for me?
They should be able to, but the only thing when a brother petition for you, it takes about 10 to 11 years, depending on what country you're coming from.
Okay.
And you're not going to get a work authorization or anything. So it's just the petition is just there.
All right. And Nana Benito says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you, Nana Benito. The last question is from Angela. If a U.S. citizenship holder apply for their stepchild, but you have not heard anything back in 2 years, can a green card holder put in another application for the child if that's their biological child?
Yeah, I mean they could, but the problem is you're gonna have two applications pending. If the father or stepmother, had put in an application for the child, definitely it's just the process and time, but they should be able to get that. But there's nothing to stop the green card holder to put another application, but you're wasting money and probably time. So
Okay. I know we passed time, 4 minutes past the time, but I would like to ask Fatih and Emeka to ask the question because actually Emeka typed the question and I refused to read it because I was gonna give Emeka the chance to ask. So Fatih was the first. Fatih, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Producer, can you unmute Fatih, please? Okay, Fatih is not here at the moment. So Fatih, when Fatih comes back, we'll ask Fatih to. We're gonna ask Emeka to unmute and ask your question.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So I filed a fiancé visa for my fiancé in Lagos somewhere in 2023. In 2024, we got we received information to go ahead and file to schedule an interview. Unfortunately, we never got a time slot. Later on, we came to find out that there was a lot of overhaul because of some corruption cases in there. Lagos embassy. We never heard anything from them. So somewhere earlier this year, I called the NVC here, and they told us that we should wait. They are going to call us. I've never heard anything back or anything. I'm getting a little worried about the whole situation because of the issue that is happening in the Lagos embassy. In this situation, what do I do? And if I want to move the interview date location to a different country, what is the process I need to go through?
All right, so we can walk you through the process. Since it's a 15-minute free because of PK, you can call the office and we can be able to tell you what to do. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can certainly move the case to another, embassy.
Okay. Can you give us the number to call?
I just posted a number in the chat again. So please, the number I just posted, THORONKA Law Offices, +1 214 269 1276. Okay, Fatih, Emeka, thanks for your question. Emeka, you didn't tell us where you're calling from. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Houston.
Houston. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I didn't want to spend too much time talking about that.
Thank you for being considerate.
Fatih.
Okay, thank you, PK.
Tell us where you're calling
my
from.
question is quick. I think it was answered, but I want a final verification. Can someone with work authorization and social security apply for a real ID? But I saw a brief answer on it. That was why I put my hands down.
Oh, got you.
Yes. So that's Thank you.
All right. Fatih, where are you calling from? Oh, she muted herself.
I'm calling from New York.
Of course, Fatih is always calling us from New York. Thank you,
From New
Fatih.
York. You're welcome.
She's a regular member.
Okay, you need to give me an award, though. You need to give me an award.
Don't worry. Let's meet back, though. You get your award. An astute member of Time with Tatap Sen, Director Danny and Director A-Class are listening to you right now. Lawyer THORONKA, thank you very much for coming. We'd like you to give us your final words. And also, guys, please, when you call, make sure you mention our name so that you can get your free 15 minutes consultation session and come back and give us a good feedback about your experience with them so that they can motivate us and motivate other people to also get some great insights on what they do. It's always difficult to get hold of you guys, but once we get you, we get the best out of you guys. What are your final summary as you exit today's program?
Okay. I just want to thank you and thank you all to the listeners for having us. It's a good thing. This is a very educational thing because sometimes we do not know and we make mistakes, and those mistakes really cost us a lot in the future. So I just want to there's a lot of things that people put out there, and some of them they true, some of them they just scare tactics, and even some lawyers will come and say things to just have people come to them and charge them a lot of money. Always, you can shop around. You can call us, you can call other lawyers, and you can always, if you feel comfortable, you can always come to us and we'll see what we'll be able to do to help. I can just say this, not about the law, but we came into practice, just to try to help people. So that's the first thing that we do. If we can't help you, we'll tell you that we cannot help you. You can reach out to us. We do immigration all over the world, all over the United States. We have offices in Maryland, Virginia, and Dallas here. So anytime we're really, available. And thank you, PK. I know you tried to reach me a few times, but I get so busy. But you insist, and I cannot say no. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you. But before you leave, I'd like Director to sign you out. Director, can you please, Director Danny or Director A-Class, can you guys come out and just sign out Lawyer THORONKA before he leaves? Director Danny, A-Class. All right. If they're not available, they want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. And my regards to everyone, especially your wife.
All right. Thank you. Will do. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. Thanks everyone for coming today. We are not done. This is just the first session whereby we sign out off YouTube and Facebook. We are always live on Facebook, HRE TV, and also YouTube, HRE TV, as well as Facebook, TATAPSEN Ghana. So please, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and also be part of the family, as every week we bring you nothing but the best. And also make sure that we highlight, report, and educate what needs to be told so that we can all learn from that. At this point, I'm going to hand over to Uncle Jimmy, where we go into the segment of the Q&A session of TATAPSEN. So this is where any issues or concerns that you have concerning your app, sending money back home, any concerns, please, this is where we ask all those and also get those resolved. So Uncle Jimmy, producer is going to open up the room for you to take over and just lead the room so that everyone can have their questions through.